That's twisted.
Welcome to the Twist with Mark and Rick. Always fun, always clicking the best way. Here to stay.
That's twisted.
Images of Josephine all over the place.
Stay tuned.
Accessible to people of all different
Yeah, you
levels.
know it's time to start. Tune in, let's play our part. Coming to you from the heart. Entertainment.
That's twisted.
Welcome to the Twist Podcast with Mark and Rick. Mark, that's me. I am back from vacation, and I'm going to talk about that in the personal catch-up. But wow, Rick, how are you doing?
Good. I'm here with my friend Alligator down in Louisiana. Hello. I'm live from Shreveport. I want to hear all about your vacation. I'm just starting mine. I'm starting with a little king cake this morning, Mark.
Oh, you sent us one once. It was really fun.
Yeah, they're beautiful, but they can't put the baby in there. You have to put the baby in there yourself for liability because they don't want to be sued for you biting into the baby,
Right, you could choke on it or something.
Good. All the different flavors, chocolate, blueberry, all that good stuff. But I'm sure you ate some good food too. I can't wait to hear about that in a little
Oh, yes, and just so people know who aren't watching, Rick was showing me the king cake. Maybe we have to say, like, here is the picture. Here's the king.
Oh, maybe we need captions or something.
Yes,
Rick,
well, I do put captions on the video. Now, also, if you'll notice that I finally found a use for my screen. I got a projector and a screen to do workshops on, and I have not used it since I bought it. I used it once, but I put a little black sheet over it, and now I have a black, kind of like a blackout curtain behind me because I have this giant picture window.
Yeah, you used it in class the other day. It was nice and blacked out. It was nice.
Yeah. I mean, you can still see the light behind it, but this is so much better because, folks, I mean, as much money as we make, I just can't spend it on a studio. I don't have a studio.
I know, man. Thank you guys for supporting us with your thousands and thousands of dollars. Just kidding. You know what I love though? Mark and I do this because we love each other. We love to collaborate. It's fun to talk, process, gives us an hour together every week. But we do it for you guys too. I love hearing back, the Susies, the Charlies. I just love hearing back from our community, the Steves, right?
Right. And when we get to the last question that you provided the last time, we got a bunch of responses. It was great. It was really good. So let's hit the show.
Let's hit the show. And I bet people are curious what that question is. So stay with us.
Right. Bad Bunny's in the title.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to say, even though in the news cycle goes so fast now that it's like, oh my God, that was last Sunday. It's old news.
Right.
But I got to say, I was on the ship, the cruise ship. We took our vacation to Ojai, California for 5 nights. Loved it. Got on the cruise ship in LA for 6 nights to Mexico. And anyways, the Super Bowl I did not watch, but I watched the halftime show, and they had it on the giant screen in the theater. This a cruise ship has a huge theater where they do shows, and so I went in there and I watched Bad Bunny for the halftime show, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't need to understand the words. I don't care. I have had a long-term love for Spanish-speaking cultures. Whether it was Spain, which I've been to once many years ago, but I lived in LA. I mean, I love Spanish-speaking culture. Puerto Rico, love it. I love going to Sao Paulo. We've been there 3 or 4 times. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but Cabo was fabulous. Ensenada was great. And Bad Bunny rocked it. And, I know that some folks are like, oh, they're twerking and that's not appropriate. First of all, the most vulgar thing in this country is the president of the United States. So I don't, people go like, it's vulgar, they're twerking. No, nothing could be more vulgar than Donald Trump. I'm being serious about that. And because they brought back profanity now, I don't know if you've noticed that, but the Democrats too, they're all saying shit and fuck you. And not long ago, that was like, you don't say that as a politician, as somebody that our children are supposed to look up to. You don't talk like that. They do now, and they do it a lot. And both sides, I got to say, both sides. There was somebody I don't know if it was Gavin Newsom, but anyways, they said, fuck you. And I'm like, I really wish we had not come to this in this country. But anyways, so Bad Bunny, who I'd never heard of really until they made him even more famous than he was by protesting him. I loved it. And I read about all the different images and the symbolism that was part of what he did and colonialism, and I just thought it was fabulous.
It was deep, that the part of them flying with the power poles, we could go on and on. It was a great It was a great, followed by 1 week before when he did, won all the awards at the Grammys. This young man is on a roll, and I'm glad for the messaging brought. One of my kids in class says it was a non-issue. Like, the funny thing is everybody was anticipating the Super Bowl like it was going to be the statement, right? Like last year with Lamar it was. But he didn't. He made me feel wrapped in the love of a culture. And it was really, really
And it was infectious, and all the flags, because going back a long time, the United States is not America. America is Canada, it's South America, it's Central America. That's the Americas. But we sort of co-opted the name America a long time ago. And we call the United States America, but there's a lot of other parts of America. And he saluted all of those. And it was just really great. It was infectious music, just makes you want to dance.
I love it.
I was very happy about it. And by the way, the only thing I'm going to say about MAGA, because I'm not going to rag on them, I'm not going to criticize them, but there was this whole MAGA thing about like he's going to come out in a dress. He was never going to come out in a dress. That was all just red meat bullshit to get them all like upset. He's going to have a bunch of transgender dancers and he's going to wear a dress. He was never going to do that shit, man. Just stop. But I do reset after Rick, I got to say this. I reset after vacations and I have reset. I'm still, I'm not going to crap my pants every day. I'm not going to go like, oh my God, we're never going to have elections again. I don't have time for that shit in my life anymore. I really, truly don't. So I have mostly not been plugged into the news. I stay informed, but that's all I need because I got a good life going and I'm going to live it.
That's right.
We don't have a bell anymore. Bing, 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 bing.
We don't. And we don't. Well, we have a cough button, but I couldn't get it. Here, watch.
Watch it. Now I see you. I see you.
Rick. You didn't even hear it. You didn't hear it.
Now, and our listeners are going to like, what's he doing?
I was choking on king cake, guys. I'm sorry. I was hungry. I overslept, I have to admit. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. You asked me in the pink room if I was wearing red. Well, it's actually red and black, white and black checks for Valentine's Day. Yes, I am. I'm taking Frank out to dinner in an undisclosed location. I'm not going to announce it.
Oh.
And then we're going to a fundraiser in Lambertville that's being held by the Artist Collective where I do workshops. I love them. They're so cool. It's called Soupcon, SOUPCON. Look them up. $10 a month. I'm a member. It lets me book the art space where I do the workshops, and so that's what our tonight is. Now I'm gonna do you my little personal stuff. Get that out of the way. Ojai. Well, I'm gonna get to Ojai because that's my recommendation. But we saw my sister for 5 nights, and I love it there. But one of the coolest things was we went and had not lunch, but we went and visited a woman named Lola, who is a badass, wonderful woman. Was a friend of mine I have not seen since 1988.
Wow, that's so
1988.
Cool. The year I graduated college. Wow.
He lives in Ventura now. And the last time I saw her was at the fundraiser that George Carlin did for Friends and Artists Theater Ensemble at my request.
That's cool.
I'm just dropping a name, folks. I knew George because we were friends with his wife, Brenda. So I wrote to George and I said, would you do a fundraiser for Friends and Artists Theater? A little equity waiver theater, like whoever thought he would say yes, but he did it. That's the last time I saw Lola. She rocks. We're going to stay friends. I'm going to send her a card. Super, super liberal. I got to say, I love that about her. She's like really liberal and fabulous. We had a great time. The cruise was, I love cruising. I love cruising. We're going on another one in October. The crew, kudos to the crew. The crew on a cruise ship, they work their asses off.
They do.
Never take them for granted. They're fabulous people. And then we'll get on. You do your catch up, and then I got fun facts.
Cool. Yeah, I was just thinking. I'm here in New Orleans. I'm in Louisiana, Shreveport. So that's fun. Just catching up on a few things, like we said. Valentine's Day, although I'm dressed appropriately for March 17th. I'm wearing green if anyone's watching. But kind of cool. Some new M&M flavors. I like to always announce that. Cherry chocolate cupcake, lemon meringue, peanut butter cinnamon roll. I don't get that one. Do you?
No.
Cinnamon roll. It's a reddish orange one in color. So that's kind of cool. Got some new words I learned this week. One is dictum. DICKTIM.
I like that. I like the way it sounds.
It's a noun, yeah. You could be a dictum. Someone's a dictum in my life right now. So this is a woman that was a dick to me, and then all of a sudden she plays the victim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, horrible.
Horrible. That's called a dictum. I also learned, because I'm here with my friend Dana, who came in from Nashville. We went to college together. and she came down from Mardi Gras. It's our second year doing it together. She loves Taylor Swift. I didn't know there's a thing called Swifties over 50. There's
Oh, I
groups.
like that.
Yeah, there's apparently a lot of groups. Because she goes, I'm a Swiftie over 50. Then she proceeded to tell me she was also STEM. You know what that is?
That's science and technology.
That's what I told her. She said, well, I just learned what STEM was. I said, Dana, you're a boy graduate. You should have known this, and you're a woman. She said, no, Rick. STEM as in a woman, a masculine presenting woman who doesn't mind feminine touches. So it's usually a lesbian that wears pearl earrings once in a while. Or
Where does STEM come from?
well, I haven't got that far.
Interesting.
Throwing it out.
Interesting. I've heard of lipstick lesbians.
Yes, well, the new term now is STEM. So I thought that was pretty good. The other thing I heard the other day was I was telling my plight with gay friends, and many people know this, and you know this. You're one of my very, very few. Well, you're one of my best friends, but you're one of my few gay friends. You and Mario.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of gay friends. Not into it. So someone said, "Oh, you're a girl's gay, not a gay's gay."
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. I get it.
Have you heard that though? We're gay and we're old. I've never heard it.
Never heard it put like that.
No, and I like it because I am definitely a girl's gay. I think you know that. I also didn't know. I was listening to a speech by the Prime Minister up in Canada, and they call our community the 2S LGBTQ plus community. 2S.
Yeah, for sure.
Two-spirit. Kind of a new thing. I'm thinking of adding it here. Start working on it because you and I like when we add on things. And then what else can I say? Connor's Story. This is kind of interesting from my show. Heated Rivalry is hosting Saturday Night Live's on the 28th. It'll be really fun to see him host. And then lastly, Susie wrote out and said, "Oh, I really enjoy your podcast," or VidPod, some people call it. And I mentioned that too. So apparently, like if you're watching a podcast that is on video, like we do as well now, the older term used to be a podcast, but now they're calling it a VidPod.
VidPod.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 2 syllables. What do you think? Well, I guess so. Podcast was too, but do you like it?
VidPod.
VidPod.
Podcast.
VidPod.
No, I just like it. It's a podcast.
I like ViPack.
I like. I don't know what I
Doesn't make any
like.
sense. I don't care. But no, that's I like that VodPod. What are we, VodPods?
We're VidPods. VidPods.
Do you remember the Mod Squad?
Yes. Okay, Mod Squad. I want to be Peggy Lipton.
I want to be a Link with the afro. Sometimes I see black guys with afros, especially young ones, and it's so cool. I love afros.
It's weird. I'm sure people are saying, God, I'd love to have Mark and Rick's hair. That would be so fun. That probably didn't happen much in our lives. Although, I know it's beautiful, Mark. Remember when I used to spike mine blonde?
I gelled mine today. I'm always playing with it.
It looks good too. We always, grass is greener on the other side, but I'm not going to lie too. When I see my black students come in with cool hair, I'm like, that's really cool. Yeah, you got that going on. All right, there.
Here we go. And by the way, Stephen Dolansky came up and had lunch with us. He lives in LA. He got me into workshopping 2 years ago. We've been friends forever. We did the anthology together. But anyways.
Wait, and wasn't Stephen one of the first that responded to our question of the week? Wasn't that Steve saying,
Steve
hey?
Wiley. They're not the same.
Steve Wiley. Well, no, you sure it was Wiley before the news?
No, Steve Wiley responded. Steve D is hardly ever on Facebook.
Oh, gotcha.
He's there, but he doesn't really do it.
Steve Wiley, Steve W travels a lot, so
he travels all the time, and he sings and he dances. It's crazy. So, anyways, here are my fun facts. Mexico. Mexico City is sinking slowly, built on an ancient lake bed. It's also built over the Aztec Empire capital, Tenochtitlan. I don't know. But parts of the city sink several inches a year, so get there before it's gone. Corn was born there. I think a lot of us knew that. Maize, which was corn, was domesticated in Mexico over 9,000 years ago, and it's still very central to daily life. Chocolate started as a drink. Did you know that?
I've had hot chocolate, like Aztec eating chocolate. Yep, makes sense.
The ancient Maya and Aztecs drank cacao mixed with spices. No sugar involved, Rick. They knew the dangers of sugar back then.
Good.
The ancient Maya kept stingless bees. This is fascinating. Their honey was prized and used medicinally, which makes sense to me. Tequila could only be made in specific regions. It's legally protected, like champagne in France. We had that experience in Ensenada. We went to a tequila place where they make tequila and it not mass produced. I mean, they really ragged on mass produced tequila. It's crap. But yeah, it's protected, and you can only make it. It's like licenses and all of this other stuff. They have more pyramids than Egypt. That's really cool. The Cholula pyramid is the largest pyramid in the world by volume, even though it looks like a hill today. Mexico is one of the world's mega diverse countries, contains roughly 10 to 12% of the planet's biodiversity. There's a tiny volcano in Mexico that you can walk inside,
Oh,
43 feet tall. And I wrote this one. This is my little, because I always extemporaneize or whatever. I said, and best of all, Aztec human sacrifice. Bring it back, baby. Super Bowl halftime show. Imagine the ratings.
my favorite thing, and we were talking about it in class, the class before you came, and thank you, Mark taught it my class. My class is last this week, but I loved when I made the discovery on, I didn't see the whole field being set up for the halftime show, but when you were following TikTok and you saw that those sugarcane things were all people.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And
Yeah,
one of them, I saw the guy talk about what it felt like to be a sugarcane guy. It was cool.
Yeah. I just thought it was fabulous.
It was fun. Well, cool. Fun facts.
You have any, or you on a survey?
Well, I know we could probably go into this survey. I have so many fun facts in my life, but no, I'll hold them. Tell us.
Yeah, because we're kind of like all hyped up because we haven't done it in 3 weeks. Podcast survey. We have a new one, by the way. This is the new survey. This is not the survey results. I did that the last time. The new survey, and you could take it at thetwistpodcast.com. You could take it on our Facebook page. Subscribe to my Substack on The Right Life with Mark McNeese. Anyways, here's the questions for the survey. As you age, what's more important to you? And multiple answers are always acceptable. Number 1, feeling calm and content through the ups and downs of life. Number 2, staying curious, creative, and engaged. Number 3, maintaining friendships and relationships. Here we go, Rick. Number 5 is feeling seen, valued, and heard. Heard, word, 100%. And then having flexibility with my time and choices. The last one, of course, is write your own. Just fill it in the comments. So that's the survey this week. Take it. We get a lot of good responses. I push it out there and people respond. So thank you, everybody. You're on mute, dude. You got to remember you put yourself on mute.
Yeah, I was coughing. Fun. I like them.
I like them too. And I'm looking forward to the question thing because we got a whole bunch of stuff to read. That's like half the show from what people told us about packing.
Oh, no, I can't wait.
News section is I don't have any. Isn't that amazing? I told you I'm not not about the crappy news anymore. I can't take it. Now I did find some there. I looked up for like places that do good news, and there's a whole bunch of them. Positive Daily, Good News Daily. There's a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to be checking those up for roundups from now on. But what I really wanted was one that just gave me links with headlines. I don't want to read a bunch of articles because I can't copy and paste that. So next week I'm going to be back with the good news, and it's all going to be good stuff.
That's good. Do I have to? Well, hold on. I'm sure I have some news. I got to
do it, Rick.
To that part of my thing. I got some fun facts. Got some fun facts next time. News. I got some recommendations. I should put these in the order of the show.
With the news thing, it's so easy. If I pull up Joe My God or one of the news places, it's all going to be scary.
Right there.
I just can't
no. And I, me, I'm only looking at good news too. So yeah, Madison, Wisconsin, even though I'm not there, I was bragging about it. Madison's Gay Hockey Association has grown to be the biggest in the country. They have a really strong association. I have a lot of trans friends that play for them. It started nearly 2 decades ago as a response to what players described as the toxic culture of traditional hockey. And it's grown to the largest gay hockey league in the country. So shout out to the Madison Gay Hockey Group. Isn't that cool? Shout out. Bad Bunny's Super Bowl couldn't be gayer, they said, and then it really
I don't know. I saw a bunch of women twerking in skirts. I don't know how gay that
Well,
is.
what I did like that, and they said it grabbed his crotch a little much. I'm like, come on, friend, shut the fuck up. Like, to your point. But I loved seeing Gaga. That was a wonderful surprise.
That was nice. And Ricky Martin, speaking of gay.
That was really, really, really
Represent.
nice. Right? That represent. Here's an interesting one. Kelly Ripa, Kelly and Mark, she has announced that she's doing 2 new All My Children movies. Oh, guess what? I did that one last week, or last time we saw you. Hey, how about I just shut up because I have no news either. It's
That's
kind of
cool. We love it. We love a news-free day. I'm getting a root canal on Wednesday.
that's news.
How cool is that?
Hmm.
But it's actually going to be a lot cheaper than having the bridge replaced and the teeth pulled. And oh my God, it was either like 1,500 or 6,000. So I am grateful because I live in a state of gratitude
You should be.
that it's only going to cost me 1,500. And there you go.
I did anything with the teeth freak me out, as you know. We've talked about this.
I know. Me too. But I'm like, because there's horror stories about root canals, but then I have plenty of people like Frank and my sister Kathy. They've had them, and it's not big. It's not big. You're numb. Like what's the problem? They numb you.
Yeah, it's more. Oh, I'll break into anxiety. Major. Like have to take.
Oh no, I hate the dentist. That's why I never go. That's why I ever have a root canal, because I don't go. Recommendations.
Yes, got some good ones.
Here's my recommendation. And Kathy, if you're listening, my recommendation is Ojai, California. That's Ojai. Everybody thinks you're saying Ohio. And whenever I speak it, I dictate it into a message or something. It always says Ohio. No, it's Ojai. It's been there forever. It's not like a new thing. But I love it. It's a small mountain town in the mountains, about 40 minutes from Santa Barbara, an hour from LA. The Topa Topa Mountains is beautiful. Krishnamurti Center is there. It's been there a long time.
Oh, nice.
Because apparently when he was there, he said this is a sacred place. And it feels that way. It's tucked into a quiet valley about 90 minutes from LA. Feels like the kind of place that you gently insist on slowing down. Framed by the Topa Topa Mountains, it's famous for its pink moment when sunset washes the pinks in a soft blush that makes everyone stop mid-sentence. Now it's gotten kind of upscale, like New Hope, California. I mean New Hope, Pennsylvania. It's for rich people. Ojai, it's hard to say, but celebrities have homes there. It's gotten pretty upscale and a lot of traffic there, but it's still a small town, and I love it. And we went hiking up in the Krishnamurti grounds. They have hiking trails that are really nice. And then lastly, we stayed at the Blue Iguana Inn. I'm gonna plug them. We've been there a bunch of times. They have a sister called the Green Iguana Inn. The Blue Iguana is literally about 50 yards from my sister's house. We just walk there. It takes 2 minutes. But it's a really cool place, and we've stayed there a whole bunch of times. I'm throwing in Cabo and Ensenada. I have to. It was such a nice. I love Mexico. If I didn't have to fly to get there, I would be going to Mexico a lot more often. That's my recommendations.
You would?
I love Mexico. I love the culture.
Oh yeah. I've been. Yes. No, I hear you. I do.
And I love Puerto Rico. Like I said, it's a Spanish-speaking culture. They're just vibrant. They're vibrant and alive, and the foods are fabulous, and they're like dancing people, just like the halftime show. Not dancing in a stupid puppety way, but there's just an energy to Spanish-speaking culture that I enjoy.
Yeah, I like it too. And that's what I like about Louisiana. I mean, it's got its own culture and it's alive, and especially right now, as you can imagine. Parade tonight, I get to throw beads from a parade in the Highland Parade. My friends have a bus that they've converted, and I'll be on that bus with some friends. So I'm very excited about that.
You gonna flash your boobies?
Huh?
Are you gonna flash your boobies?
No, to you.
Isn't that a big thing though, where they flash the boobies and they throw?
Yeah, that's more like New Orleans, Where
okay. I'm sorry. You guys are more sophisticated. I'm sorry.
What more Trey chic than that, Mark? Yes. But there may be some flash in the boobies. I don't know. We'll see. Recommendations. I went up to see my mom last weekend, which was really nice, just to watch the Super Bowl, hang out together. And we always go on Saturday. We go to doubleheader movies in the city of Rhinelander, and we always have our favorite Chinese food. So the Chinese food is a recommendation. It's a place called Peking. But most people probably will never go to Rhinelander, Wisconsin. But if you do, I've been around the country, and I lie not when I find out people know of Wisconsin or been to Wisconsin. They all ask if I've ever been to Peking and Rhinelander, because to them it's the best hot sour soup in the entire country. And these are people that travel everywhere. So
with a name like that, it has to be.
It's got to be Peking.
Yeah.
So
Beijing.
Still Peking. So we went to a doubleheader. I wasn't sure about the first one. Solo meal with Kevin James, and it was absolutely wonderful.
Wow.
Produced by, believe it or not, Angel Studios, which is the same group that brings The Chosen. This is, I don't know if you know about Angel Studios. It's crowdfunded films that are Christian-based. And so even though it wasn't Christian shoved down your faith, because Kevin James is actually Catholic, but it had a good theme to it. And it was really, really wonderful in that there were two appearances, one by Andrea Bocelli as himself and one by Ed Sheeran as himself, because both characters were kind of really into those people. So it's a really cute movie. Doesn't shove, you know, all that down your throat, but it still has a good feel message. Also went to see A Private Life. This is Jodie Foster's film where she stars as Dr. Lillian Steiner.
In French?
She plays a Jewish American psychiatrist living and practicing in Paris. And I didn't know Jodie was raised dual lingo.
Oh, yeah, she's fluent in French.
Yeah, and so the first time she ever was able to do a movie all in French with French actors. It was really good, Mark. It was really kind of twisted and interesting. I also want to shout out, if you're in the Broadway area, there's a Broadway revival staged by the Roundabout Theater. It's set to transform the legendary Studio 54 into Dr. Frankenfurter's mansion for limited engagement. It's a revival. Now, I know you got to see Rocky Horror for some anniversary on Broadway with Ariana's brother, didn't you?
Oh, that was in New Hope. That was 2 years ago. And he was there last Halloween, too. It's the Frankie Grande. He's really good. He's amazingly good.
So, yeah, if you get a chance, go see that. Also, some big news, and highly recommend the next season of The White Lotus. It'll be their 4th season. Helena Bonham Carter, Caleb Jonte Edwards, Marissa Lang. And then they just announced that Sandra Bernhardt's going to be in the cast, Mark.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting.
Very, very cool. And then lastly, I want to say this company. So just an odd recommendation, like, you know, not movie-based. It's called ThreadUp. And for $3, you get sent to you this box, and you put everything in this box or bag up to 30 pounds. And then you send it back because it's got the pre-label on it, and they will send you $10 to $80 for the clothes in it. So you know how you gather up your clothes. Some people just bring them to Goodwill. It's easier for me, or I donate them to a clinic here. But some people will bring them into these, you know, what do you call them? Those stores where they buy it back and resell it. You know, resale.
Consignment.
It's consignment shop. But this one does something unique. The stuff they buy from you actually goes to people in need. But for $3, go to ThreadUp, threadup.com, I think it's under. Get the box sent to you. You pack up to 30 pounds of stuff in it. Send it off. It's all pre-labeled. Put it on your porch. They pick it up, and they'll send you a check or a direct deposit for $10 to $80. Kind of neat, huh?
ThreadUp. I got to look into that. I like it.
ThreadUp. All right, what's got you mad today? Is that where we're at?
Yep. And I mentioned there's no post-production time. He's on our post guy is on vacation, so no sound effects. Now,
Good.
What bugs my ass is people telling me to smile with my teeth. I mean, I know they mean well. If any of them are listening, I'm not picking on you, but I don't smile with my teeth. I never have. And do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
I smile, and they'll go like, "Oh, show your teeth." Well, then I feel like it's really fake. It's like I'm just baring my teeth because out with my teeth. I'm not going to do that. My mouth naturally does what it does. So when I smile, I may not look, quite like I'm smiling as much as somebody wants me to, but it ain't going to change. So please. Also, just don't tell people to smile. Trump did that to a reporter last week. You never smile. Why doesn't he say that to Melania, for God's sake?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't tell people to smile, and I definitely don't tell them to show their teeth. So I'm not going to.
I wouldn't either. I mean, I think I woke up this morning thinking about smiling. It's funny you said that, because sometimes I smile like this and people like it. They like my smile. But sometimes I like that,
I like to smile with my teeth out. I take my teeth
At least we're smiling. You know what gets me mad? These things called Easter eggs. I hate that people are using that phrase so much now. Like, did you see all the Easter eggs in the Bad Bunny halftime show? Right? It's all the secret messages, and they call them Easter eggs.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, even my class, I said, "Did you see the Easter eggs?" And they know exactly. Yeah, it's called Easter eggs. Now that I mention it to you, you know how that works, Mark. You're going to see it.
Wow, I'm never going to forget it now. I'm going to look for Easter eggs everywhere I go.
Everywhere. Like the Roku opening, I was with some friends, and Pam and Jason, and they had Roku on the screen because they were holding while I was talking and dropped by for a visit. There's all these Easter eggs in the Roku open too. Like, that Roku thing. I don't know. I don't like it. The other thing I don't like is like Redfin, powered by Rocket. The powered by thing. I'm so over that.
Yeah, that is weird.
Like what is it? Teams, powered by Microsoft.
Powered by, yeah.
I just, no. That's all. They just make me mad. I can live with it, but
Yeah, we can live with what we did today. It wasn't terribly upsetting. Joe is on vacation. I'm telling you, I saw her in Cabo. She was drinking margaritas in Cabo. I know it.
was there really someone that looked like her for real?
Rick, you gotta go. You gotta
No. Did it sound like her when she was talking? Did it sound like her at least? What?
Looked like her. Looked like her from a distance.
Oh, that's good. Well, no,
I didn't have my glasses on.
I assure you she's happily employed. I dropped off some keto peanut butter cookies my mom made for her the other day, and she's doing good. She said she enjoys the show. We're gonna have to have a real discussion with Emma. I hate to say this, and we shouldn't air it on here, but I think she's very busy these days, and we might have to put that segment on permanent break. I don't know. People are gonna be upset. Maybe if enough people write us and we can show Emma, we'll save her. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we could have made her viral, but it's okay.
She's busy, Mark. She's very busy.
It's okay. I'll just invent an AI Emma, and we'll use that.
There you go.
I did come out as on Facebook today. I did a little post because I use AI. I'm not gonna, and it was what I talked about your students with too. I'm not gonna AI shame. I'm not gonna be AI shamed. I'm not gonna live in the closet. Like I use it.
Yeah.
So we're done with that.
Yep.
Your question that you had the last time was about packing. What are your travel tips? Do you pack, 2 days ahead of time, a week ahead of time? What do you have to say about packing for trips? We got a lot of responses. I said, this is me. I'm not afraid to say that. If it's a cruise to and from locally, like from New Jersey, which is our favorite because we don't have to fly, I overpack because you can take whatever you want to. I'll take an empty suitcase or empty duffel bag to bring souvenirs back. And I have to take my CPAP everywhere, which I'm sick of. 7 years of dragging that CPAP around.
Yeah.
And now I do this thing where I finally figured out I'm just going to get these laundry bags to take with us instead of putting my dirty clothes or Frank putting his dirty laundry in a plastic bag or something. We each have a little laundry bag that it fits in the suitcase. And then I'll take like I said, I'll take an extra bag for souvenirs. Unless I'm flying. When we fly, forget it. We got 2 suitcases. That's each. Terry Schlickenmeyer, my book reviewer, from The Bookworm Says, she said she makes a detailed list at least a month before leaving. Wow. She tosses things in the suitcase as they're clean or she comes across them. Having said that, she's learned to downsize and wear clothes that don't wrinkle. She also swears by sea to summit compression sacks, which can be heavy but take up a lot of room.
Ooh.
I also decided I don't need a new shirt for every single day. I can wear a shirt twice. It's not a big deal. Here Dave Hughes. You know Dave. He did the Retire Fabulously, and he and his husband.
Oh, that's who I was thinking. He responded first.
Yeah, he and his husband are traveling like 2 years. They've been traveling for 2 years.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Yeah. And he said, oh my God, he wrote like this really long. I can't read it. It would take me 10 minutes to read it.
Oh, cool.
But 1 to 2 grocery bags. The rest of the world has moved away from plastic, so they take grocery bags.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Laundry sheets, because they're gone forever. I mean, they're doing laundry where
they're traveling long term.
6 to 10 sheets in a Ziploc bag. They take packing cubes, flexible zipper pouches in several sizes that keep clothes organized. They take a container for charging cables, adapters, spare batteries, at least 1 multi-country power adapter. And I finally figured out with the cruises to take, because we went to Rome last year, and you have to have an adapter for the plugs over there. And I realized that you can use them on the cruise ships, and they give you extra plugs. Because cruise ships, it's really, they have very limited outlets on a
for sure.
cabin. And then they take rechargeable motion-sensitive night lights. Good for finding your way to the bathroom. He's got a whole list of stuff. But thank you, Dave, so much for
that. Is cool. I mean, because we forget there are people that do a lot of travel, like lots of serious travel. That's good.
Now, I know Steve, I had more here. What happened to them? Steve Wiley said something. I got to find it because it's not fair to them to not read it. You keep talking. I'm going to look.
Well, no, I'll just talk about my travel because I travel quite a bit, but I'm one of those people that's very last minute by choice because I don't want to overthink things. So last minute, as a matter of fact, that I was running around just before leaving for the airport the other day. And all I did was literally take my clothes out of the dryer, which was in there for 2 days. People are learning things about me. Threw it all in the bag. I'm like, I don't need to fold that shit. So when I got to where I'm landed, I kind of pulled it out, de-wrinkled it, hung it on racks or whatever. And then when I go home, I make sure that I put everything in there, whether I have a few leftover clean things or dirty things, because I don't like the idea of like clean clothes at the airport. It's weird. But anyway, so yeah, then I just wash everything when I get home. So it's just from the dryer to my bag, from my bag to the washer to the dryer, and then back in the bag. So I have like a whole cycle of clothes that I travel with.
I found the comments.
Okay, good. You're ready.
Steve Wiley
That was
said,
filler, Mark. That was filler. Did I do a good job filling?
"You did a great job. You're hired." He and his husband Steve, they typically pack 2 to 3 days before departure, or they might start earlier if it's a longer trip. One thing they like to do is pack things that they don't plan on keeping. This was interesting. I've never heard of this before, like old T-shirts or underwear,
I've done that, and then
throwing
leaving
them away during the trip
Yep.
so they don't take up
Very
as much room. I've never
Very
done.
smart idea. I like it.
I've never done that. Also been known to nest a smaller suitcase inside a larger one. He tries to pack as little as possible. Yeah, me too. I'm getting a little bit better. Justine Adamak, she said if it's something she doesn't wear or often use, it's 2 weeks ahead of time.
Love it.
Pull it off and rotate it. If it's
Love
one of
it.
her favorite sweaters, 2 days ahead of time. So she's keeping the good stuff for last minute.
Love it.
She keeps a separate travel backpack that has her passport in it. Yeah, I got to keep in my eye on that passport. John Michelson said the night before, one roller bag for each, for him and his husband, one tote to take on the plane. And then Dave Hughes gave us that wonderful long list of stuff.
I love it. That's fun.
Yeah, I think that's it. And Dave said they start packing 1 to 2 weeks in advance. They don't take much, so they don't have to pack a lot.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, this is the thing about the necessities you need, but it's also a thing about your habits around travel and your mentality around travel, right? So very cool. Thanks, guys, for writing. We'll have a question again next week, right?
I have a question right now.
Oh, yeah, we have to get them started a week early. That's right. That's how that works.
And actually, I don't think I have a quote. That's crazy. Oh, sure.
I have a quote. Don't
Okay,
worry.
so let me do the next question. This is for next week. I'm going to put it all over social media. So stay alert. Because it snowed. We had this big storm, right? All this snow it was kind of a pain in the ass. And then we go away for 2 weeks, California, Mexico, super warm, loved it. Come back, nothing's changed because it didn't get warm enough to melt. Today's in the 40s. Today's the warmest day we've had in 3 weeks. So we came back to exactly what we left. So here's my question. Given the persistence of the snow that we came back to, where would you prefer to live now or when you're older? You may live where you want to live. I love where we live. I just would like to live in a town, but
Love this.
would you like to live where the changing seasons are very distinct? Colder eastern US, Midwest, northern US, where it's winter and it's summer. Would you like to live in a moderish where it's moderate all year, like San Diego, Seattle, Hawaii? Well, actually, tropical is Hawaii. So would you like to live where it's tropical? Aloha. Where it's hot, hot, hot. Fry me up, like Arizona or, oh my God, Palm Springs. Never. Or would you alternate if you could afford it? Those are the alternate. Just go to a spot. It's a survey. You just click it and you take it. I'm not sucking up anybody's data. It's not about that. But those are your options.
No, and I like this question because, we think about it as we're older toward retirement, but you should be thinking of all your life, especially with the way of the world. Like, we don't look at careers anymore. They're journeys, journeys of professionalism. And that's true of travel too, and I've often said I'm going to go to Palm Springs, but the more I go out there, and I love it, and I'm very grateful my friends would have me live at our house up there. I come to Shreveport and I'm like, yeah, this is probably where I'll end up living because it's about the people here. It's a place I come to all the time. And honestly, it's not all that beautiful in Shreveport, but it's the people I want to be surrounded by. And anyway, it's a really, and the culture. I love the culture here. And who doesn't want a good king cake every morning for breakfast, right, Mark?
Yes.
Yes. So I will step in for Mark and give the final quote of the day.
Of
And
course.
it comes from Bad Bunny. And there were a lot of quotes.
Oh, really nice. Is
Yeah.
it in Spanish?
That's what it's about. And this is
Oh,
the
I love
best
it.
part of Bad Bunny. She said, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They said.
Hold on now. He said. So in a lot of the press before the Super Bowl, they wanted to know certain things, whatever. This quote I love. He said, English is not my first language, but it's okay. it's not America's first language either.
I love that.
And when you look at the significance of it, he's really basically highlighting that Spanish is widely spoken across the Americas, and it does not need to be replaced by English, reinforcing that Latin culture and American identity do coexist. Amen.
I made that observation too. I said opera's in Italian.
Right,
Edith Piaf sang in French.
right.
English is not America's language. English is English.
Right. A lot of books that people read for college when they're going into law would be in Latin. A lot of the studies, if you're going into theology, are in Greek. You don't change the original text. And likewise, German for people that are studying to be doctors, it's just there. And
It
they
is
can't
in.
coexist. It doesn't mean anything.
It
And
never.
sometimes I beat myself up that I don't practice my second language. I'm grateful now I have a
I've
student
been
that
I've been like dabbling with American Sign Language, which is a language.
we should really work on it and do a 15-minute American Sign Language only episode.
Really hard, really hard. It's like any language, you actually have to use it to learn it. And it's I'm not around a lot of people who speak ASL.
Yeah, it's hard. I could probably do a little bit of Japanese if we had Sean on the show, my student.
Wow.
Well, you have to be so serious about it.
Okay, everybody, it's been great. We'll be back next Friday. Joe will be back. I hear she's flying back in on Tuesday. So we'll be
she's
back with a full show next week.
After her margarita or 5. See you guys. Happy
Bye.
margarita. Bye, guys.
That's twisted.
Welcome to the twist with Mark and Rick. Always fun, always clicking the best way. Here to stay.
That's twisted.
Images of Josephine all over the place.
Stay tuned.
Accessible to people of all different
Yeah, you
levels.
know it's time to start. Tune in, let's play our part. Coming to you from the heart. Entertainment.
That's twisted.